So how did you receive an interview call from Tiger Analytics?
Okay, so I applied on different platforms like LinkedIn, Naukri.com, but as far I think I received call due to Naukri.com.
Hmm.
So
And
it will depend on also on your resume, of course.
mhm.
They will shortlist it or not. So,
Is there
but
anything that you would suggest to what should we include in our resume to get a call from Tiger Analytics?
so basically, I mean, the skills that they have given in the job description, if they matches your profile or your skills, I think you will definitely get a call.
Hmm. So what is the typical process of selection for a senior analyst role in Tiger Analytics?
Okay. So there were 3 steps. So in first, they took a test for SQL and some Python codes. So after clearing that test, you will get an interview call. So they involve third party in the interview process. So the test and the first interview will be taken by third party. And if they select you, then one of the Tiger Analytics employee will take your interview. That will be final interview. Then you are good to, discuss the HR things.
So what are the type of questions that they asked you?
So as my role is for Python, so they are basically looking for a Python developer in this role. So they ask all the questions about simple, data structures, and plus they asked me to write some codes in the interview. So the codes were very basic. So if you know the logic, then you will be able to write the code. It's not that typical.
Sure, sure. And um, what kind of skills are checked in the selection process of Tiger Analytics for a senior analyst position?
So they basically ask for the projects that you have done in your previous company or that you are doing in your company. So in my case, I did some good projects in last 6 months to 1 year. So I explained that, and in that, basically, I want to show them that I can, handle the client, and plus, I can also develop the code. So I was trying to show that I have both the skills.
What are the things that you like about Tiger Analytics?
Okay, so I really want to go to this ML and AI thing. So I think Tiger Analytics is one of the core companies in analytics. So I think I will learn a lot there. So completely doing those analytics projects plus all the teams will be doing those projects. So if I am interacting with someone, then I will, get a more knowledge in this field.
So basically, learning opportunities. You found that there are learning opportunities in Tiger Analytics. Okay.
Yes.
And what are the companies that you, what are the other companies that you tried for apart from Tiger Analytics?
So I give interview in American Express. They're a company, e-commerce company. I forgot Farfetch. Yeah, they're Farfetch. So I tried in different companies for the same role. So in ML. So so a good thing about Tiger Analytics have selected me. So I
Mm-hmm.
think other didn't go well because some were asking more in SQL. So I'm not that good in SQL right now. I mean, I only know the basics. So here we are.
Hmm, sure. And uh, so, what do you think is the future? Is the future of someone into analytics? Someone who is joining analytics, as a fresher. What can be the future roles for that person?
Okay, so analytics is kind of a part of so many things that companies are doing these days. So at first you will not understand that in which part you are going. So there is deployment, and there is model development. So as far I have learned in these interviews and from others experience, so in if you are want to go in model deployment, so as a software engineer or a machine learning engineer, so that will involve this cloud technologies and you know your coding skills. And if you want to go to in developing the models that will predict something, or to find out the patterns, so in that case you will need, I think, more theoretical knowledge also. So that will that you can't get that at in one go. So you will learn that through the time, because I really want to go to in some image processing and audio processing. So I'm taking one step at a time. So because I don't have that theoretical knowledge in those domains. So basic models everybody is developing these days. Plus, some companies are providing a simple, model, common models that will work for most of the use cases. So if you want to really want to go in that model development part, then you will have to work a little harder. Yeah. Even when I tried to apply in the companies as a data scientist role, most of them ask that you should have some PG degree in statistics, or some in that field. So you will have some, theoretical knowledge about that. Because when you are analyzing the model, then you have to, check that those mathematical part in the data. So you should know the patterns, what they call, how to overcome that in data. So that is a complete data study.
And do you think a master's degree is required to excel in a role for a role in analytics, for a good role in analytics?
We can't say that it is required, but I'm telling you with my experience when I was trying to apply for jobs. So they were asking for a PG specialization. So you can opt for simple certifications or a good certification that that is kind of popular in the company or IT industry. So that shows that you have that theoretical knowledge. You can analyze the data in that way, in mathematical way.
Hmm. Okay. And any advice that you would like to give to people who are currently pursuing engineering and aspire to get into IT field?
So I will only say that do some external projects, don't stick to that the syllabus. So try to explore other technologies, because even some colleges are updating the syllabus now, but there are so many things that are used in IT industries these days. So try to explore more apart from the syllabus, so you can find your interest, before going to IT industry. So you will have a little bit idea in which field you want to go, because in IT there are so many things.
And how to decide which field in IT uh, mm, is good for someone?
So I think that will you will get to know when you try it. You can't initially decide that I will like that, because I mean, you will get to know, because like I don't like some tool based projects. So in these, I have to drag or drops, the tables or the data. So I like to develop the logic in coding. So you will get to know when you try these things, because I have worked in both.
Hmm. Okay.